In this episode of Cloud Performance Atlas, I take a look at the right way to profile a CDN. Will our latency hit the mark? Stay tuned to find out. In a previous episode, we talked about how the Google Cloud Load Balancer can be supercharged to leverage CDN capabilities for faster content distribution to your users, which of course kicked off a discussion with multiple developers about the nuances of CDN performance and how Google's stacked up. Now, the minimum functionality for a CDN is caching a requested asset closer to users so that future requests have the lowest possible latency. To see what this looks like performance-wise, we simply set up an asset on the CDN and fetched it via a curl command about 500 times or so. You know things are working properly when your graph looks something like this. You see a bunch of slower requests at the front of your timeline, and then latency drops significantly once the caching occurs. If you run the same test, but from various instances distributed globally, you'll get something that looks like this. We placed an asset on a server in Texas and fetched it from various points around the world. You can see how Google's Edge network properly cached the asset and moved it closer to the user for later fetches. Now, by the way, if you're super interested, you can modify your curl command to spit out all the subsections of those requests and graph those individually. Things like DNS resolve time, connection, and pre-transfer speeds can vary between CDN providers. So it's sometimes nice to see how these things break out so that you can compare them properly. Now, sadly, these tests show a rough estimate of performance, but to really show off the power of Google CDN, you need to write a bigger test. For example, the cloud team built a test using Vegeta running on Google Container Engine, which allowed each pod to scale up to about 50,000 RPS. And an even bigger test has been done by the Sodexis Radar community, which collects over 14 billion real user measurements each day from users all around the world across providers, which means that you can compare them and see which one works for your situation. If you're interested in more information on either of those tests, check out the article for this video linked in the description below, where you can also find more great ideas on how to optimize your cloud performance. Because when it comes to performance, every millisecond counts.